Hello and welcome to Helping Other People Excel, or HOPE as I call it. And we're here today coming into your homes and lives to try and help you excel and to give you hope for yourselves for today and also in the future. So thanks for tuning in and joining us here today. And today I'm going to just try and give some more encouragement. Last week I think we talked a little bit about um, we focused on dreams and dreaming and how important that is to have vision and dreams for the future, and how life so oftentimes drags us down and gets us on the old hamster wheel, and we just don't feel like dreaming anymore. We kind of lose sight of the dreams and goals that we had as young people, and so we just tried to encourage you there. And today I want to be a little more encouragement again for you, for your life. I think we talked a little bit last week about Earl Nightingale and his video called The Strangest Secret. An amazing video, and I've really enjoyed it myself. You can find it on YouTube. And there's one there that says something about this video could change your life, and that would be the one I would recommend you pick. But I know that they're all really good. So if you go to YouTube and you search for Earl Nightingale, The Strangest Secret, you'll get to hear his talk, and I'll tell you, it's really a good inspiration. It's a good inspiration for me, and I know it will minister and inspire you as well. And in there, he talks about planting seeds and how important it is to plant the right seeds in our mind, because whatever it is we plant in our mind, that's what will grow. And just like in a field, you plant whatever seeds in there, you'll get. If you plant tomato seeds, you'll get tomatoes in your field. If you plant corn seeds, you'll get corn in your fields. And so the same is true in our minds. If we plant positive things, then positive things will develop in our life, and we'll reap that fruit. You know, the Bible says, whatsoever we sow, that will we also reap. And so we want to help you reap some good things in your life. If you're not happy with the way things have been going in your life, you're not living the life you've always wanted, you feel like you're at a dead end, you're caught on the hamster wheel, whatever it is, all we have to do is simply change what we plant in our minds. Start planting positive things and put good things in and think good thoughts, and watch as they grow and as we water those things, and good things will be produced. And so today, this week, I got a chance to encourage a dear friend of mine, and in doing so, I looked at what I had said, and I thought, you know, that's good inspiration for everybody. It's good inspiration for the people here that join me on this show. And so I hope to inspire you with the same words and thoughts that I did for them earlier in the week. So Dennis Waitley from The Psychology of Winning, he's got an amazing book here, and his book has a poem in the back, a couple of them that I wanted to read to you because they were so much inspiration to me as well. One is kind of for the girls or the ladies, and one is for the men more specifically. But you know, the information that I have for you today is for both, and so I'm going to try and present it gender neutral if I can, because it's so important for all of us. But here's the one for the ladies. To the winning girl or woman of today, her positive self-dimensions might try to say, "Mirror, mirror on the wall, what's the meaning of it all? Is there something more to life than to be a loving wife? Yes, I love my children dearly, but they'll grow up and come by yearly. Dare I yearn for something more than to cook and wax the floor? What about the needs I feel? Are my dreams considered real? What about an education and a voice to shape our nation? What about a new profession instead of reading true confessions? I'm not angry or rebelling, but there's something strong and compelling. Is my destined heritage still a twofold color page in some Playboy magazine, just a sexy pinup queen? Mirror, mirror on the wall, help me, help him hear my call. All I've ever hoped to be is free to be that person, me. And so I want to encourage you to be that person. You know, it talks in here about reading true confessions, maybe watching that soap opera, maybe watching that favorite television show of yours. Is it edifying you? Is it building you up? Is it making you stronger? Is it making you a better person? Or is it merely entertainment, and maybe even questionable at that? Maybe what you're hearing and seeing and putting into your mind, the seed that you're planting there, as Earl Nightingale would say, is maybe not a very good seed, even though it might be funny, but it's got some iffy morals. Some of them have just plain outright bad morals. And so we want to really think about that as it's being fed to us and as we're watching it. Be careful what you put in your brain, what you plant in your field, because whatever it is you plant, that's what it's going to reap. That's what you're going to reap. So if you're planting soap operas and you're seeing this day to day on TV every day about so-and-so's cheating on this one and that one's involved with that one, and you know, if you look at that every day and you start seeing that in your own life, would that be a big surprise? Absolutely not, because what you plant in your field is what you're going to harvest. So I really want to caution you. And if you want more than to be just that pinup queen in the Playboy magazine, as it said in the poem, you know, you need to plant better seeds. And now we'll go on to the one for the winning man. Here's self-dimensions you might think about. Crystal ball, oh crystal ball, will my empire rise and fall? Lost a page there. Excuse me. Like the Roman legions must, ash to ash and dust to dust. Is there something more to life than to build it for my wife, and to give our children more than their parents had before? Go to work and earn the bread, watch TV, go to bed. Sunrise, sunset, year to year, before I know it, winter's here. It's no scrimmage, no practice game, and there's no martyrs' hall of fame. Time, the speedster, takes its toll, and every day is my Super Bowl. Losers live in classic style in the never world of someday I'll. They blame bad luck each time they lose, and hide with sickness, drugs, and booze. Losing is a habit, so is winning. The way to change is by beginning. To live each day as if my last, not in the future, not in the past. To want it now, to dream it now, to plan it now, to do it now. To close my eyes and clearly see that person I'd most like to be. Crystal ball, oh crystal ball, help me hear my inner call. I think I can, I know I can, become the greatest coach and fan, and love myself and give away all the love I can today. I think I can, I know I can, become a most uncommon man. And once again, we look at the seed that's planted there, and you know, we look at that and we hear what's being said, and there he's encouraging himself. He's saying, I know I can, I think I can, be my biggest fan, I can do this. And he's planting those good thoughts and those good seeds in his mind. And you know, he may have to tell himself every day that while he's at work. He may have to say, you know, I just got chewed out by my boss. He didn't like the way I did something, or he wants a tighter schedule or a tighter deadline. And, you know, he's not being encouraging to you. But, you know, when you encourage yourself with that little poem, and I encourage you to get a chance to read that, not just the poem, but the whole entire book. It's Dr. Dennis Waitley's The Psychology of Winning, 10 Qualities of a Total Winner. And, you know, if you want to change things in your life, then you have to change what you put in your brain. You have to change the way you think. And that requires changing your habits. And habits are tough to change sometimes. But if we habitually tell ourselves good things, if we plant good seeds in our mind, if we plant seeds of success, yes, I'm doing good. Yes, I'm doing great. I'm going to have a good day today. I'm going to have a great day today. You know, we all have those trying days where we run out of gas on the way to work, or we, you know, have things go bad, spill the coffee, kick the cat, all those things that seem like happen to us before we get started. But, you know, if we decide in our hearts, you know what, I'm going to have a good day anyway. I'm going to plant this in my mind that today is going to be a fantastic day. I'm going to have a lot of success, and I'm going to do the best I can. I'm going to give away all the love I can today because others need that. And you know, as we give out love, love will come back to us. And not only that, but it's taking that little thought of paying it forward. It's taking that to the next level and the next step. We don't just have to pay money forward, but we can pay kind deeds forward. We can pay kind thoughts forward. Just a smile given to the secretary as you walk in the door and say, "How's it going today?" Or, "Boy, I hope you have a great day today." Just that little smile, just that little comment. But be bright and be cheery, and watch as that changes the world around you. Watch as others get excited and others start to smile. And now the secretary smiles and she looks over at the boss and says, "Man, I hope you have a great day today," or "It is a great day today." But anyway, as that gets paid forward more and more, you will find that our world warms. I generally start our show out with a poem from an unknown monk about how I wanted to change the world. And I know I've said it oftentimes in fact, I think every one of my shows so far. I'm not going to go through it again today because, you've heard it. But it's so important if we want to change the world to not only work on changing ourselves, but to spread that on to other people. And as we do that, it changes the temperament of those around us and helps us all to have a much happier and a better day. So I really want to encourage you to do that. Kind of forgot about our sponsors early on here, but I really want to thank WCET Television for putting us on the air and bringing this show into your home today. I hope it'll be a blessing to you. Heaven is my home. Pastor Gary Myers has a show also on this television station, and he was instrumental in helping me get this position here as this spot. Also, I'd like to thank Pamper Me Naturally. They have natural soaps, lotions, and treats for the skin. So if you're looking for that, something to pamper your skin with, if your skin could talk, it would probably say, "Pamper Me Naturally." So their website is right here, pampermenaturally.com. You can go there and order the soaps and lotions online. Be patient. The website isn't all complete yet, and so maybe some things that you have a hard time with, but there's an email address there and so on you can contact for more information. And then Perry's Place for fine herbs, teas, and more. And that's up in Cedar Springs, 90 North Main Street, kind of on the north central part of town. Perry has a fine selection of herbs and teas and more, essential oils and things like that more and more we're finding out are beneficial for people's good health. He does consulting there and massage and energy work. So stop in and visit Perry and tell him you saw our show. Okay. Got a telephone call? Oh, okay. Well, my engineer's telling me we got a phone call, so I'll surprise to me. We'll see who it is.
Yeah, Cincinnati, Ohio, Bill, and I wanted to thank you. I've been able to hook your TV audio up to my computer in my car and drive all over the place. You said something about religion, and it just hit me. What was that all about?
About religion?
Yeah, you said something about religion.
Religion, I think, is oftentimes misunderstood. I think it's more important that we follow the words of Christ and the teachings of Christ and many of the great prophets rather than get bogged down by dogmas of religion and so on. But
yeah, because I've been going to different churches lately, and one was Jesus, another one was this and that. When you said something about Christ, and I'm just saying, I had a revelation just now, and because of your show, I'm going to give my life to Jesus.
Awesome.
I did turn my radio down too. Okay. So
excellent. That's good. We don't want any squealing feedback.
Right.
Hurts my ears.
Thank you for your show and all that you do for the community.
Excellent. Well, thank you for your call. We appreciate it, and we're glad to have you listening. And everybody else that's out there listening, we glad that you could join us today, and hope that you'll come and join us every day at our scheduled time. Obviously, we're not on every day, but we appreciate that caller anyway. Thank you very much, and
thank you again, sir.
Look forward to more callers calling in. So, okay, so now I lost my spot there for a second, but I think I was advertising. So Perry's Place, herbs, teas, and more. So that was pretty much the end of my commercial, and good time for the call, I guess. So. Back to Earl Nightingale and his strangest secret. What I got to tell my friend this week was that God has a plan for their life. And if you'll let him, do what He wants to, you'll see that His way is best. And so oftentimes we try and take things into our own hands, and we think our life should go a certain way, and so we're busy trying to make that happen, and we try and retry, and sometimes it seems like we just can't seem to move that forward, and we meet with repeated failures. And I found from my own life that sometimes you just have to let go and let God. I know that sounds a little cliche, and it is, but it's true. We need to let go. We need to let God have His way in our life and let Him direct our paths. And when we do that, we'll find that His mercy is great toward us and that His grace is sufficient. He'll teach us what we need to know and direct us in the right paths, and we'll be so much happier with the results of our lives if we just relax and let it go. So I encourage you to stop trying to push your own agenda and let God have His way in your life. Seek Him as to what His way is, but He'll put it in front of you. He'll direct your paths. The Bible says that the steps of a righteous man are ordered of God, and all we've got to do is seek. He said, if we'll ask, we'll receive. If we seek, we'll find. If we knock, the door will be opened. And so we just need to seek His will in our lives, and He'll guide us, He'll direct us, and we have that faith and we believe that. So what is meant to be will be. Relax and let God have His way in your life and watch it work. Plant those good seeds in your mind and watch them grow into the life you've always wanted. Because as you continue to plant those good seeds and those good thoughts, that's exactly what will happen. Your life will become more full and more pleasant and more fulfilling instead of dwelling on those negative things and those negative TV shows and those negative thoughts of how we're not good enough, or how we, maybe some of you got that from your parents as you were growing up, that, you just can't do anything right. Or, maybe you'll never grow up to be anything, and it's hard to know what exactly you were told, but, it's not true. God has a plan for your life, and God created you on purpose. And, if you plant the right seeds and the thoughts in your life, it can happen to you. You can have the life you've always wanted. You can find your purpose and live the fulfilled life in that purpose. So start planning your future garden. What do you want to grow there? What would you like to see in your life? What would you like to happen? You need to think about that. When you're planting a regular garden, you lay it all out kind of, and you mark your rows, you put the strings in, and you say, okay, I think I'm going to plant tomatoes in this row, and maybe I'll put some onions over here and some radishes right there, and you plan your garden. Your life is like your garden too. Your mind is that garden, and so you need to give some thought to what it is you want. What do you want to plant? What do you want to see in your garden? What would you like to reap? What kind of harvest would you like to have? And plant those kind of seeds and plant them where they should be. Think about it. Don't just throw the seeds down. Live intentionally for excellence. That's what life is all about. L-I-F-E. Live intentionally for excellence. And we can do that. We can have excellence in our life, and we can be excellent in our lives toward others and spread that on, again, promoting that to other people. So live intentionally for your future. Don't just let it happen. Make it happen. But make it happen in God's plan. Let Him guide you as you make it happen. And so, I know that there's a lot of people out there that maybe you're single like I am, and you're looking for that special one person to fill that spot in your life. Or maybe you're already married, but you're unhappy in your marriage and things aren't going well for you there. And I often say that if you want to catch different fish, you've got to use the bait they like. And here we are today, and we're sitting out here by the pond. We're sitting by this nice dock. I like that song, sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Oh, yeah. Anyway, here we are. We're watching, no tide, but we have a nice lake here. But we're sitting on this dock, and, you think about fishing. You get the old pole out, and you want to toss that in there, and should we catch bluegills today? Maybe we're looking for some bass. Maybe we want to catch some trout. I know that Pastor Gary has a guy that calls in and gives a fishing report occasionally on his show. And I don't have the advantage of that, and I can't tell you that I'm honestly a very good fisherman. I've not fished very much in my life at all, but I do know that the fish like certain things. Trout like one thing, bass like another, bluegills like another, and of course the size of the bait makes a difference too on how big a fish you're going to catch. And you got to have a little bit bigger line to catch that bigger fish, and you got to have a bigger hook. But you know, if you're single like I am, and I had to think about this when I, came to the conclusion that I wanted that perfect mate, I had to think about it for a minute and say, okay, well, what would she look like? What would she be if I could find that perfect girl? And so I thought about that, and I thought about what I'd like to have in my life, and then I thought, okay, what would that kind of gal like? What would she expect from me? What do I have to make myself to attract her, to lure her, to get her to want to take the bait, just like the fishing? And the same is true in your marriage. If you're married and your spouse isn't doing what they want, what you'd like them to do, they're not responding to you in the right way, they're not communicating to you in your love language, which incidentally is another wonderful book. I encourage you to find it if you can. It's 5 love languages. If all else fails, you can go to my website right here, and they'll put that on the screen for you, and it can be purchased under the shop section there. But the 5 love languages is an amazing book, talks about how we all speak different love languages, and I won't get into that too much here. Maybe that's a good subject for another time. But at any rate, maybe they're not speaking your love language, and maybe you want them to do something more for you or something different for you. Well, you need to change your bait. You need to find out what it is that they want, and then use that bait to catch that fish and to get the kind of fish you want. And by what we send out to other people, it can drastically change what they send back to us, and that's really an amazing truth. And the more we come to realize that, the more our own lives will change by just changing ourselves, and that's just an amazing thing right there. The only person we really have any control over is us, and yet that's the very thing that God gave us to say, you know what, Jim, if you want to change the people around you, change yourself. Start right there with you, because that's where it all has to make the difference. So become that man and that woman that you want, so that you can bring in the type of person that you're looking for, or change your spouse to be what you're looking for. What would be the man of your dreams or the woman of your dreams? Because you got to think about, they could have anybody they want too. If they're that good, they could be, picking anybody. So, what would you be looking for? What would you look for in your own marriage, if that's the case, and that's where you're at? I will guarantee you that if you make yourself to be that bait that every good man or woman wants, then every good man or woman will want you, and your spouse will want you. Your spouse will want to be there for you and to give you the things that you want, because you're that kind of person back. You give them what they need and what they want. And so I really want to encourage you to become that bait. Be that yourself. There's a quote that says, be the change that you want in the world. And, it all starts with us. You can do it. You have all the right things inside of you already. You're beautiful. You're sweet when you choose to be. You're intelligent. You're industrious. You just need to polish up. Make yourself shine. Wipe off all the, or out all of the parts that are coarse and unattractive. Then you will be that sparkling diamond that God sees when He looks at you. You just need to polish you up. Make yourself shine. Wipe off the parts, I think I already said that one. Wipe off the parts that are coarse and unattractive. He sees it there. He sees what you are underneath that crust exterior and that coarse exterior. He sees that in you. It just needs to be cut and polished and refined, and it will be a glorious diamond suitable for any wedding ring or pendant. A jewel to be prized and displayed for all to see and exclaim, "My, what a beautiful man or woman that is. How fortunate he or she is to have him or her. She or he is so kind and compassionate and considerate to all, a true compliment to his or her man or woman and people. She or he is regal and elegant, yet unpretentious and considerate to all. That is you, royalty. That is you. God put that inside of all of us. He put that inside of you when He made you in the first place. We all were born with that potential. Somewhere along the life got to us, somewhere along the road, and we became despondent, and we started to despair, and we started to feel like we had the horse with the blinders on, and as we plod down the row of the plowing, we just keep going through the motions and so on. But you know, that's not what God gave you when you were born. When you were born, God planted in every one of us that royalty, that diamond, that emerald, that beautiful jewel that somewhere is buried down underneath all that crust and dirt and so on. And it's your job to see that as well and dig that out. Polish yourself up. Polish off the dirt and fine-tune yourself. Get the rough edges trimmed off. And I encourage you to read Dale Carnegie's book on how to win friends and influence people, or Frank Betcher's book on how I raised myself from failure to success in selling. It's not about selling. It's about taking those rough edges off yourself. It's about making yourself polished and beautiful, and so that others will want you and desire you, because you'll be that little diamond, that precious stone that God created you to be and put you here on this earth to be. God sees all of that in you and more. You just have to knock off those rough edges. I challenge you, pick up that torch. Do that. Work on yourself. Help become the best you can be. If nobody else is seeing that part of you because it's currently hiding beneath the hardships of your past, don't let it stay there. That's not what God has planned for you. Take that hose of forgiveness and start washing away all of that dirt. Wash away all of that bitterness and anger and resentment of the past years, and let it shine forth. Let shine forth the beautiful person that you really are. Turn that hose on yourself and let the clean, refreshing water wash over you, removing all the layers of dirt and grime that has built up over the years. Let it cleanse you, and then start scrubbing at the stubborn spots. Lovingly wash and polish yourself like the precious treasure that you are until you sparkle in the sun with all of the colors of the rainbow. It can shine again. You can shine again. You are that treasure. Bring it back out for the world to enjoy. Our dingy world could use a little of that sparkling diamond, a fresh, clean spot, that breath of fresh air in a smog-covered city. That's what we are called to be. And then we are called to find others who, like us, are still covered in grime and sludge. Once brilliant diamonds and gems who have lost their luster, caught in the hamster wheel of life, not knowing how to get off. And we are called to dig them up, brush them off, and say excitedly, "Here's another. Come on, little gem. Let's get those layers of dirt off you so that you can shine with us. You're a beautiful gem under all that dirt. I believe in you. You can do it. Come on. Come and shine with us. Help us make our world better." I hope something we've said here today has struck a chord in your heart and rung a bell with you, and I hope that it's been an encouragement to you. We're running out of time now, sadly. It seemed like the half hour went so quick. But I just pray that God ministered to your heart through our show, and that's our desire, to be a ministry to you. 616-799-0517. You can contact us by email. You can go to our website and find some of this very good literature. We'd be happy to get it to you. And in the meantime, God bless you richly this day. Have an excellent day, and be a blessing to others. And don't forget to polish up that stone. Thank you for letting us come into your home today and spend this time with you.